Welcome to Astana Times Now. I'm your host, Astana. In this broadcast, we'll look at the latest round of Syrian talks in Astana, a makeathon in the Kazakh capital, and the Hour of Code in Kazakhstan, among other stories. Let's get started. Broken ceasefire pledges and the need for a constitutional committee in Syria were among the topics of the latest peace talks in Astana. Syrian government and opposition representatives huddled behind the closed doors November 27 and 28 in the hopes of moving toward an elusive diplomatic solution.
The meeting was the first since similar talks in July in Sochi, Russia. This latest installment of the Astana process, as the series of peace talks in Astana have come to be known, also focused on the release of detainees and the situation in a de-escalation zone in Syria's Idlib province. The United Nations and Jordan participated as observers. In a joint statement following the talks, guarantor states Russia, Iran, and Turkey noted their concern over ongoing violations of the ceasefire regime and stressed the need to set up a constitutional committee. They also accepted the recommendations of the working group on the release of detainees and the handover of bodies, as well as the identification of missing persons. The next meeting is scheduled for February next year.
Nazarbayev University recently brought together some of Kazakhstan's most innovative makers and those whose daily lives could be helped by breakthrough products. The event was a 72-hour makeathon in which makers competed to produce products to help those with physical disabilities.
The gathering was sponsored by the Nazarbayev University Astana Business Campus. It was part of the international series of makeathon events in which developers use rapid prototyping techniques to create products within 3 days.
It consists of 3 stages. On the first stage, disabled people, they introduced their problems, and makers, they were supposed to think about the prototypes. And on the second stage, these makers, within the 72 hours, they were supposed to create this prototype and demonstrate it to the experts. And today, it's the third stage of the hackathon. Teams will introduce their presentation, their projects, among the specific audience. So we called people from the international companies, governmental companies, who can be interested in the realization on one of the demonstrated projects.
Approximately 100 people applied to take part in the makeathon, and 5 had a chance to present their prototypes. Among the projects were step ladder, electric wheelchair control box, stand-up verticalizer, and exoglove for people with cerebral paralysis. This is a mobile step ladder to elevate wheelchairs that carry people with disabilities up and down a staircase. I've been working on this problem for nearly a year. It all started from a makeathon in Karaganda in November 2017, when a person presented his problem of overcoming staircases. I started studying it and gained much more skills in programming, engineering, rehabilitation technologies. I've made 3 prototypes already.
Children seem to have a natural aptitude for computers, so why not teach them to code? That's the thinking behind the Hour of Code event recently held in Astana.
The Hour of Code is an international movement to teach the basics of coding, develop critical thinking, and better understand how the technology around them is working. The event for Kazakh students was organized by the non-profit Code.org.
Coding lessons are held in schools across Kazakhstan, and we are working to instill in students a passion for programming and technology. Today, kids will work with the Minecraft game characters, so they respond to the code that kids have created. This is called gamification. This way, children do what is interesting to them, although the work is difficult and a lot of algorithms are involved. A unique business in Astana lets you have coffee with a cat. Cat cafes have become popular in Japan, North America and Europe, and now the Kazakh capital's first cat cafe allows patrons to meet and play with cats while sipping coffee or tea.
Guests pay a small entry fee, which includes a 2-hour stay with cats and access to a pool table, video games, aero hockey, board games, and unlimited tea and coffee. Patrons can also just sit and relax in the company of feline friends.
Usually on weekends we have a lot of kids and families. During the working week, in the evenings, adults come who want to read a book, relax, and spend time with cats. We have 15 cats, and we also have a cat hotel where people can leave their cats while they travel. Thank you for watching Astana Times Now. Stay tuned, and we will see you next week with the latest in Kazakh news.